Today on Profs Huddle, as the winter sports season heads into NCAA competition, the spring season is just getting started, and we've got coverage of it all.
So make sure you stay tuned to get updates to the Profs in the postseason, how Lacrosse has opened up their season, and what to expect from Rowan's baseball and softball teams. This is Season 6 of Profs Huddle.
Welcome to Profs Huddle. I'm Danny Ryan.
And I'm Connor Murphy. This weekend, both the Rowan basketball teams started their respective journeys in the NCAA double tournament. While the women's team headed to the Scranton for their first round matchup, the men's team was awarded home court advantage. Before we get to what happened, let's see how the guys reacted when Rowan learned where they stood going into March Madness.
Basketball team won it all to make it 8. So congratulations to Rowan.
Welcome to Profs Huddle. I'm Shomarel Ben Yisrael. I'm here with the team captains, Marcellus Ross, DeAndre Vilmar, and Connor Dickerson. How can you guys rally up for what's at stake? How can you galvanize the guys to know what's really important this year going into this tournament?
I think we just know what we got. What we got to do is just handle business, take care of it. We knew last year going into it, it didn't go the way we wanted to. We lost the first game. We didn't make it to the second weekend. This whole season we've been preaching win the weekend, win every week. We've had 2 games a week, win 2, and same thing applies in this tournament. We got 2 games, hopefully, so handle business first time.
I think the environment that playing at home for this matchup is it brings the energy itself. I think guys will be they love playing at home rather than sometimes we're a little bit half asleep when we're away. But I think they'll enjoy. They'll be ready to go come Friday.
As long as we're happy, as long as we're all enjoying each other's company, as long as we're all having fun, that's the most important thing.
And it's all about staying locked in, right?
Of course.
I am here with Ryan O'Melia, Joshua Wright, and Stretch Hawkins. Now, guys, I wanted to ask you, as you just saw the seating that was just presented right here on the screen, how do you feel about where you guys are placed in the team that you guys are going to face within the bracket, even the other teams within that same bracket with you guys if you happen to go to the second round?
Yeah, well, I know the guys are really excited to show these Cali boys what's up. You know, here on the East Coast, we got a lot of Jersey players. So we're just going to bring that energy, bring that swagger to the court. We're definitely excited to show them what's up. We're all playing together. You know, at the end of the day, we're playing for the name on the front of our jersey, not the name on the back. We're playing for Rowan, so we're here together.
After seeing how hyped the guys were to see where they landed in the bracket, it isn't hard to believe that the Profs took that momentum into the first 2 rounds of the tournament here in Glassboro. Rowan won Game 1 over Cal Lutheran 83-77 and Game 2 over Utica College 83-72, advancing to the Sweet 16 at Mount Union College in Ohio to face the Wisconsin Oshkosh Titans. Let's take a look at the top contributors from the past weekend of tournament play. Big man Andrew Seeger was contained in Game 1 of the tournament with just 13 points and 6 rebounds, but redeemed himself in Game 2 with a 23-point, 10-rebound performance, leading all Profs in points and shots taken on the night. Co-NJAC Player of the Year Jazir Knoll stepped up in a big way, tallying a 29-point, 14-rebound double-double in Game 1, following up with a 14-point, 10-rebound double-double in Game 2. Lastly, following 7 3-pointers and a 24-point performance in the NJAC Championship versus Stockton, sharpshooter Marcellus Ross tallied 12 points in Game 1, along with 18 points in Game 2 of the tournament, helping lead the Brown and Gold to the Sweet 16 in Ohio.
Now moving on to other Rowan teams currently in the midst of their championship season. The men's and women's indoor track and field teams traveled to New York for the All-Atlantic Region Track and Field Championships, where they both would record record-breaking performances. Just a month after breaking the school record of over 5 years at the NJAC Championship, the Profs women's 4x200 team won up themselves by breaking that record. The team of Jasmine Broadway, Amanthi Sosa Carceres, Kat Peterson, and Molly Ledge bettered their time set back in February 20 this past Saturday by less than 1 second.
And we can't talk about breaking records without mentioning the men's track and field team. That very same day, the men's 4x200 did what this prop squad has become known for, as Evan Corcoran, Amara Conti, Nana Ajiman, and Jameer Beasley beat the Division III record that was set by NJCU back in 2006 with a time of 125.86. Great job to everyone involved.
Now, just like the year, it's time to switch from the winter to the spring season and take a look at the women's lacrosse team, who got into a full swing of things this past week as the Profs hosted their first home matchups of the season against Drew University and Stevens Institute of Technology. Starting with Drew on Wednesday, a team they would dominate in a 16-7 victory with veterans Juliana Corson and Jamie Cotrera leading the way. The two would match the total number of goals the Rangers had altogether, combining for 7 in this offensive frenzy of a game for the Profs. Also in the mix for Rowan was reigning NJAC Rookie of the Year Molly Green, who made her presence known for recording 9 shots on the day with 2 goals and 3 assists in the Profs' return to Glassboro's home turf. Overall, it was a strong offensive and defensive outing for the Profs as they held their opponent to 17 shots compared to their 43, and 7 different players contributing for their 16 goals. Saturday was a different story for Rowan, however, as their battle with Stevens was tightly contested and they would ultimately fall short. The Profs did not come out as strong on the offensive end, and Rowan did score 11 goals as a team, held their 2 opponents to 5 goals combined. Despite outscoring the tying, the Ducks in 3 quarters, the 3-0 third quarter mark was the game changer in this matchup as it propelled Stevens to a 12-11 victory. It was still a solid week for the Profs with solid offensive performances from players like Trish Gillen, who led the week for the Profs with 6 goals and 2 across the 2 games.
Lacrosse isn't the only sport returning to action, as Profs baseball and softball got back on the field this past weekend with baseball in Virginia and softball in North Carolina. Both came back to Glassboro with winning records, something they expect to keep up all season long. Here's more on what to expect from these 2 teams in 2023.
With conference play right around the corner for the Profs, Rowan baseball boasts a top ranking in preseason polls despite a premature exit in the New Jersey Athletic Conference playoffs last year. The Brown and Gold are determined to hit the ground running for their 2023 campaign, with veterans like Tyler Cannon and Ryan Murphy leading the way.
I think there's definitely a chip on our team's shoulder this year. We had a great regular season. We clinched first place regular season, so to kind of go 2-0 in the tournament was definitely a tough one to swallow, so we're definitely looking to bounce back this year.
The NJAC's just competitive every year. You know, if you want to go get it, if you want to go beat someone, you're going to go beat it. And us being a ranked team, I do feel like there are definitely a lot of chips on our shoulders and a lot of stress and worriness that goes into games, but when you slow the game down, everything becomes easier. Preseason rankings don't really mean anything. It's a new team. We have 10 plus new guys on the roster. Just because we may look good on paper doesn't mean that we've proven that we can have the years that we had before. This is the whole new year with a brand new squad of guys. Preseason rankings don't really mean as much as they tend to be and people perceive them as, but it's all about your mentality going into every single game and how you take every single game, because if you're not going 100%, it affects the whole team.
Coach Dixon preaches to us that rankings don't matter. This team hasn't proved anything or won anything yet, so in terms of being number 1 before the season, I don't think it affects us in any way. We just go out there and play our game.
I think if we do the little things that it takes to win, I think we'll be happy with the end results.
The obvious team goal is to be the last team to dogpile this season and this year.
Rowan's home opener will be March 21st against Haverford, but on the other side of campus and on a different sized diamond, Rowan softball is hoping for a repeat of last season's success. This time around, the Profs will rely on the arm of sophomore Riley Lutz to earn the team another conference title. Head coach Kim Wilson and junior Kat Thomas expect big things from a team with new players and a hunger for wins.
We work hard every day, and we're the type of team that it doesn't matter whether you're a freshman, sophomore, it doesn't matter. You can be a leader for us. We're going to be able to do it win in a lot of different ways. It can be the home run ball, it can be play good defense, get good pitching. We're young, but Riley got, she was, I think, 13-3 last year. We haven't had somebody that's a sophomore come in and have those numbers, and so I think she got a lot of experience. She'll be our leader even though she's young, but I think the other kids are learning from her, and she's continuing to get better.
So some of my goals are just to dominate, especially just being younger still. I want to prove that I can still step up to that higher level, and for the team just to blend together and really put pieces together and just go far. this year?
I have a lot of expectations for us. I mean, we have a lot of returners, so I think the potential to win an NJAC this year again is high, and I just think we need to stay within ourselves and not try and outdo ourselves. And that's for myself too. I just want to keep doing what I've been doing and not put too much stress on myself.
Coach Wilson's squad will open their season at home on March 22nd, hosting Rosemont for a doubleheader.
That's all the time we have for today. Make sure to tune in for our next episode, March 29th, as we'll continue to follow spring sports here at Rowan into the thick of the regular season. From the hardworking and talented crew here at Profs Huddle, I'm Danny Ryan.
And I'm Connor Murphy. Profs Huddle, let's ride.